Hello everyone and welcome back to the EonTalk channel. I'm your host Ian, and in today's K-movie content, we'll be taking a look at another list of top Korean movies. We've gone through numerous Korean movies by genre, but this time around, I'll be introducing to you 10 K-movies that'll surely make you cry. But before getting into the list, I'd like to remind you that as always with my listicle videos, the ranking will be based on my personal taste. Thus, if you have differing views, you can respectfully leave those in the comments down below. Okay then, that being said, let's get right into today's video on Top 10 Korean Emotional Movies. Starting off the list, the number 10 film is the most recently released film on this list, the musical drama Life is Beautiful. Life is Beautiful was directed by Choi Ki, who also directed Default and Split, and starred Ryu Sung-ryung, Yeom Jung-ah, Park Se-wan, and Oh Sung-woo. The movie is of a genre that's uncommon in Korean cinema, musical drama. However, don't let this take away from the greatness of the film. Life is Beautiful keeps the audience laughing and shedding tears over and over again throughout its duration, and is definitely unique and different in a good way. And not to mention, highly emotional. The synopsis is as follows. Jinbom, a stoic husband, and Seyeon, a devoted wife who lives for her indifferent children, suddenly discover that Seyeon doesn't have much time left in this world. Faced with life's unpredictability, a saddened Seyeon makes an unusual birthday wish to track down and see her first love. Reluctantly, Jinbok embarks on a nationwide journey armed only with a name and a determination to fulfill his wife's wishes. Amidst bickering and arguments, their journey rekindles memories of their precious past scattered like jewels across various destinations. However, the question remains, where is Seyeon's first love, and will their journey conclude safely? Next, the number 9 film is the comedy that released in 2018, Keys to My Heart. Directed by Choi Sung-yeon, Keys to My Heart saw the likes of Lee Byung-hun, Yoon Yeon-jung, and Park Jung-min starring in the film. The movie truly highlights the actors' abilities and showcases their incredible potential. The chemistry between Lee Byung-hun and Park Jung-min was great, and because the film is of a comedy genre, it not only has very emotional parts, but also parts that'll make you laugh out loud as well. The synopsis is as follows. Once a WBC welterweight champion in Asia, Choa is now a washed-up former boxer with nowhere to go. By chance, he reunites with his estranged mother, In-suk, after 17 years, and encounters an unexpected younger brother, Jin-tae, whom he never heard or saw before. Meeting him for the first time, Choa is astonished to find out he has a brother. Jin-tae, who is a savant with remarkable skills in piano playing, cooking ramen, and excelling at video games, seems to only say yes to whatever Choa says, which irritates the older brother. However, Choa decides to tolerate the discomfort of living together until he can gather enough money to go to Canada. This decision marks the beginning of an uneasy cohabitation between two very different brothers who have lived in different worlds and excel in different things. At number 8, we have the 2017 fantasy drama Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds. Both Along with the Gods movies 1 and 2 were directed by Kim Yong-ha, and both were very good at drawing out emotions from the audience. However, I personally thought Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds was a bit more my taste. The director also directed a more recent film titled The Moon as well, which also was a tearjerker. Starring in the film were Ha Jung-woo, Cha Tae-yeon, Ju Ji-hoon, Kim Yang-gi, Kim Dong-wook, and Ma Dong-seok, so just by looking at the cast lineup, you can tell the movie would be a great one. The film also holds the number 3 record for domestic box office, recording 14.41 million, with only Extreme Job and The Admiral recording more than Along with the Gods, The Two Worlds. The synopsis is as follows. According to the laws of the afterlife, every human must undergo 7 trials over 49 days after death. Only those who successfully pass through the 7 trials in 7 different hells representing murder, laziness, deceit, injustice, betrayal, violence, and filial impiety can be reborn to start a new life. Struggling to accept his death, Chaung is greeted by 2 reapers, and while he's still grappling with the reality of his death, one of the reapers, Tokchun, identifies him as an honorable soul and insists that he's a righteous spirit. At the entrance of the afterlife, another Reaper named Kangnim awaits, who's not only the leader of the Reapers, but also a lawyer that's to defend Chaehoung during the 7 trials he must face. And as the trials and revelations unfold, Chaehoung faces unexpected trials and tribulations. Moving along, at number 7, we have the 2017 drama film Taxi Driver. Directed by Chang-un, whose other works include Secret Reunion and The Front Line, Taxi Driver featured Song Kang-ho, Thomas Kretschmann, Yu Ye-jin, and Yu Jun-yeol. The movie has historical basis, and so is a great film to watch if you not only want to shed some tears, but also learn of Korea's modern history. The movie was one of the biggest box office hits of the year, surpassing the 10 million box office number in Korea, recording 12.18 million upon release. The synopsis is as follows. Taxi driver Man-sup offers to drive a foreigner named Peter to and back from Gwangju before the curfew in return for 100,000 Korean won. This is a great sum of money for Man-sup, who plans to use it to pay overdue rent. Despite not knowing English, Man-sup sets off with Peter to Gwangju. Determined to collect the fare, Man-sup navigates through different points to reach Gwangju, but the destination is a much harder target than both of them had expected. Little did they know of the horrifying events awaiting in this city, and despite Man-sup's insistence on returning to Seoul due to the growing danger, Peter begins filming his experience in the southern city with the help of a university student, Cheshik, and activist Hwang. As the situation worsens, Man-sup becomes increasingly anxious about his daughter, who is home alone, and the outcome becomes more and more dire. The number 6 movie goes to another comedic drama that had its release in 2013, Miracle in Cell No. 7. This movie was directed by Lee Hwang-kyung, who directed Good Neighbors and Cham, and the film featured Yoo Sung-ryong, Park Shin-hye, Kal So-won, Oh Dal-soo, and more. This is another must-watch movie that'll not only make you cry, but also laugh as well. Yoo Sung-ryong's performance in this was amazing, and the film captured the hearts of many, as this also surpassed the 10 million mark at the domestic box office. Miracle in Cell No. 7 reached 12.81 million at the box office. The synopsis is as follows. One day, an odd character enters the infamous Cell No. 7 of a prison, a place filled with the worst of worst criminals. The man is none other than the simple-minded father, Yong-gu, who has the intellectual capacity of a 6-year-old. Tasked with a peculiar mission by the inmates, who have spent their lives committing crimes, Yong-gu's mission is to get his daughter, Ye-seung, into the strictly restricted prison. And in the process of the mission, an unprecedented collaboration full of laughter and touching moments commences as the cellmates embark on an odd operation. Before moving into the top 5, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to ExpressVPN. If you would like to access more Korean movies through streaming services, I highly suggest using ExpressVPN to connect to servers from other locations to gain access to thousands of more content. By using ExpressVPN, you can bypass geo restrictions, meaning you can be from anywhere around the world and access the Korean and other country servers. If you would like to access more Korean content like movies, dramas, and shows, be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link in the descriptions or expressvpn.com/EonTalk and get 49% off an annual plan plus 3 extra months for free. Better yet, if you sign up and don't like the service, there's a 30-day money-back guarantee, meaning you can cancel anytime within the first 30 days. And now, the top 5. Starting off the top 5, the number 5 movie is the 2007 release drama film, Secret Sunshine. Secret Sunshine was directed by the legendary director Lee Chang-dong, who also famously directed Burning and Peppermint Candy, and had stunning performances by the 2 leads, Chun Do-yeon and Song Kang-ho. Although the movie is a bit on the older side now, Secret Sunshine is a masterpiece nonetheless and doesn't seem old at all. It's still an amazing movie to watch till this day, and one that'll definitely make you cry. Moreover, the chemistry between the 2 main leads was out of this world. The synopsis is as follows. At 30 years old, Shin-hye has lost her husband and heads to Milyang, her late husband's hometown, with her son, Chun. She's already lost so much, her aspirations as a pianist, as well as her dreams tied to her husband. After opening a small piano academy in town, Shin-hye looks forward to a fresh start. In town, she meets Jong-chan, the owner of a car repair center. Jong-chan immediately falls for Shine and she becomes an unforgettable part of his life. He tries to blend into Shine's life, always being by her side and waiting for her to look at him with the same eyes as he does. Just then, the unthinkable happens to Shine and her world comes crushing down. With already having lost so much in her life, will she be able to live on? Moving on to the number 4 spot, the number 4 movie goes to the 2018 melodrama, Be With You. Directed by Lee Jang-hoon, who also directed another emotional film, Miracle, Letters to the President, Be With You starred So Ji-seop and Son Ye-jin. The movie was a remake of the 2005 Japanese film of the same name, and this film is definitely on the more dramatic and romance side of emotions than some of the other movies on this list that has more comedic elements. Just from the synopsis, you can tell that the movie would be a very emotional one, and it's the acting performances by the leads that very much enhance the tears. The synopsis is as follows. Leaving behind an unforgettable promise to return on a rainy day, Sua departs from the world. 1 year later, during the summer when the monsoon begins, Sua, almost unchanged from the time before her departure, reappears. However, Sua can't remember who Woojin is. Even though she can't remember, Woojin is filled with joy just by the fact that his love is back by his side. Curious about the story she can't remember with her love and family, Woojin shares with his love of their first meeting, first day, and first moments of happiness. And through this, Suwon falls in love with Woojin all over again. Coming in at number 3 of my list of top Korean emotional movies is the drama film that's the oldest on this list, The Way Home. Directed by Lee Jung-hyang, the director of the film Reason to Live, the movie starred the late Kim Il-bun and the young Yoo Seung-ho. Because the film was released over 20 years ago, where access to K-movies was very limited internationally, The Way Home is a highly emotional film that not many outside of Korea may know of. The film tells the story of a young child and his grandma, and the acting by the young Yoo Seung-ho was very cute yet also very emotional. It's incredible to see how far he has come in his acting career since then. If you have the opportunity to watch this film, I very much recommend giving this a go. It'll definitely hit the feels. The synopsis is as follows. Little Sang-woo doesn't want to leave Seoul, the urban city, to live with his mute grandmother in the rural countryside. However, his mother compels him as she needs to look for a new job. Fractious and ill-mannered, Sang-woo variously ignores and taunts his grandmother. When she won't buy batteries for his toy, he even steals from her. But over time, and in the face of her unquestioning love, little Sang-woo comes to admire and respect her. And now, just 2 movies left. The top 2 emotional movies of Korean cinema. First, the number 2 film is the 2014 released must-watch film, Ode to My Father. Directed by Yoon Jae-gyun, whose other movies include Tidal Wave and Hero, Ode to My Father featured amazing acting by Hwang Jung-min, Kim Yoon-jin, Oh Dal-soo, and Chung Jin-young. The movie has a very strong scent of nostalgia and is another film that captured the hearts of numerous Koreans as it holds the number 4 spot of domestic box office record for Korean movies. Hwang Jung-min, one of my personal favorite actors, put on an incredible performance in this, and I loved how the film was able to tell the story of various times set in various locations. Definitely had me choked up, and definitely a film I highly recommend watching. The synopsis is as follows. Spanning from the aftermath of the Korean War in the 1950s to the present day, Deok-soo has gone through so much. Despite having many dreams and desires, he has never once lived for himself. Family always came first. Always saying, "I'm okay," with a smile and stealing tears of relief, Deok-soo navigates through tough times. In that era, life was very challenging, and he tells the story of fathers of that time who lived resolutely for their families, who always uttered that everything is and will be alright. And finally, the number 1 Korean emotional film. The number 1 spot goes to the second oldest released film on this list. The number 1 movie goes to the melodrama that's the definition of emotional movies, A Moment to Remember. A Moment to Remember was directed by Lee Jae-han, whose filmography usually is of a totally different genre, war. His other works include Operation Chromite and 71 Into the Fire, which are also very well produced films, don't get me wrong. It's just that it's of a very different tone and character than A Moment to Remember. It just shows how versatile and dynamic of a director Lee Jae-hyun is. Anywho, the film star deletes Chung Woo-sung and Son Ye-jin, and is the top of mind movie that is the number 1 K movie I thought of when the subject quote-unquote emotional movies came up. This is another older film that has aged very well and is most definitely a must-watch. The synopsis is as follows. Fate brings Soo-jin and Chul-soo together, first meeting at a convenience store out of sheer coincidence. One day, while surveying a construction site that her father is in charge of, Soo-jin sees Chul-soo again, who's the foreman at the construction site. Soo-jin begins to fall for Chul-soo, and a relationship develops, eventually leading to marriage. Life seems great for the couple. However, Soo-jin starts to have memory loss, which worsens as time goes by, and they soon learn that she has a rare form of Alzheimer's. The couple's world comes crashing down upon being greeted by this tragic news. And that's it for today's video on Top Korean Emotional Movies. Some films that you believe should have made it on this list may not have been included, but please remember that this list was based on my personal recommendations. Nonetheless, I'd love to hear which movies you believe are deserving of the title Top Korean Emotional Movies, as well as movies on this list that you've seen and enjoyed, so please leave a comment or join in on the discussions on the EonTalk Telegram group, linked in the descriptions. If you enjoyed this video and would like more similar content, be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to sign up for ExpressVPN using my link to access more Korean movies and dramas. Once again, thank you to everyone that watched till the end, and I'll see you guys in the next one.